everybody, it's me, Erica. This is your Insecure review. I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my way to the dispensary, so y'all gonna ride with me. We gonna talk about Insecure. So we start off on Lowkey Thankful. Lawrence and Condola, they wake up out the bed. The first thing I thought was, where's your scarf? Where's your scarf, girl? What is going on? Where is your scarf? Lawrence is looking at Condola with a little bit of admiration. You know, he's basically feeling like, you know, this is the type of girl I need in my life to keep me motivated, because you make me want to do better. How you so accomplished and you doing your thing out, you know, and he's looking at her. That's what he wanted in Issa, and that's what Issa wanted out of him too. But we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. He says, you make me want to step my game up. And I see people online that they keep comparing. I want to know, when are we going to stop comparing Condola and Lawrence to Issa and Lawrence? We got to stop doing that, y'all. We are not their good friends out here, you know, like they're our friends. We just want them to be together again. I see a lot of people want Issa and Lawrence to be together again. I don't. I really don't. I just don't. I want her, she's a different person. I want her to find a person that can benefit off of her, who she is today. I'm just saying. Condola's having a Friendsgiving, and Lawrence asked her, do you want me to come? He invited himself. I knew it right then and there. I said, did he just invite himself to her thing? But she was looking like, like maybe she didn't know how to ask him. We don't know, whatever it is. Maybe she didn't intend to ask him. Maybe she just was like, we're not that serious. This is something new. We still trying to fill each other out or whatever. But anyways, Lawrence invites himself. Again, boundaries. Our boundaries is a real theme going on here. And when we get to Issa being at the little diner or whatever the hell, little eatery, what's her name, goes to. Why are you there? Why are you there, Issa? Boundaries. Lawrence is talking to Chad. I guess they're in the car. They're talking to Chad, and he's talking to him about how, you know, I guess he goes to work and he feels the job is saying they're doing some restructuring. People might get laid off. So he was like, why can't everything just work? You got the girl, you got the career. How come everything just can't happen, you know, all at the same time? Why is it got to be one thing or the next, or not the other, and this and that? Chad basically tells him, you know, you was a bum last year. You are better off where you are today than where you were a year ago. You are a different person. You was a bum. And it's true. He was. I mean, I don't know what anybody else was thinking of Lawrence, but I think collectively we all thought Lawrence was not doing it the best that he could. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence walks into the little eatery and he sees Issa, and he's looking like, what the is she doing here? And we all looking the same way. Like, girl, why are you there? So him and Issa are going back and forth. They got some little jokes that they're making about movies and stuff like that. Really cute. It was funny. And then Miss Condola walks in, and everybody, it's a very awkward situation, and they call Issa, tell your order for here is ready, and she was like, I was just getting something to go, just lying. So she got her shit and walked out. But then as she walked out, she turned around and she looked at Lawrence hugging Condola, and she looked really sad. And I was like, oh, Issa. And you know, you think you're okay. You know, when you're in a relationship, when the relationship is over, and you think you're okay until you see someone demonstrating affection to another person, then you got a problem. You're like, what? Why is he hugging on her like that? What? He didn't used to hug me like that. You know, stuff like that. You know how it is. Y'all know how it is. I said, once again, Issa has a problem with boundaries. Why are you there? And I'm not saying that Issa can't go to that eatery, but the likelihood of you running into Condola there is high, because that's the spot she introduced you to. So of course she's gonna be there with the man that she's dating, and they were. So Issa was looking sad. Issa and Molly are at the grocery store. They're talking about Molly going home for Thanksgiving, understanding that, you know, things are not going to be the same with her dad since the dad cheated on the mom, and she's not feeling it. She's not with it. She's not feeling it. She also says that she mentions to Issa that her and Andrew are exclusive, And I wrote down, when did that happen? Because I don't remember that happening. I'm not sure. So I don't know if Molly is creating something in her mind that is not real. I hope that's not the case, but it seems like that's what she's doing, unless her and Andrew had a conversation about being exclusive without us being there. I don't know. I'm not sure. So shares with Molly that she saw Condola and Lawrence, and she was like, girl, I don't know when you gonna stop acting like that's not bothering you. And then she was like, what? And she was like, you okay with you and your throuple? She was like, girl, you was just in a throuple with Dro. The fuck? She was like, well, bitch, at least I'm not fucking for free weed and toiletries. She got her ass together real quick, bitch. What? Wait. She was not expecting that. Issa was like, girl, what's up? She was like, I just feel like we've been off and we need to talk. Okay, let's talk at Thanksgiving. That's why we could get together and have a conversation. So Lawrence shows up at Condola's house, realizes her sink is, dripping, and she was explaining to him how she didn't have the plumber. He canceled on her. He was like, okay, I'll fix it. He don't know how to fix a damn leaky sink. He don't. Molly's at her parents, her brother and his pregnant girlfriend. It's just a mess. It's really funny. And then his brother told him, you look like a swap meet mannequin. That shit was so funny to me, because that shirt that he had on, that forest green with burgundy and white striped shirt. Y'all can't tell me y'all haven't seen that shirt before on somebody at the swap meet. That was funny to me. Her family dynamic, they're real hood and shit. Molly doesn't quite act like that. So Lawrence is a hit with Condola's friends. I'm gonna come back. I pulled up to the dispensary. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so we back to Insecure, right? Okay. So Molly and her mom, she asks her about who she's dating, and she shows her a picture of Andrew. Andrew ends up showing the brother. The brother asks, was he crazy and rich? That was funny. That was funny. But anyway, she tells her mom about the guy, and her mother was like, you should have invited him. And she was like, you don't think it's too much? Let me tell you something. Elders, they know that it's too much and it's too early to be inviting people over for holidays and shit like that. They just nosy and they want to see the person you dating. They don't, you know good and damn well it's too early to be inviting somebody over for Thanksgiving. You know it is. And so she just wants to be nosy and see who this man is. Back at Condola's house, all the friends are hanging out. They having a good time. They sitting down. They drunk. They eating. They, just relaxing. Seem like they winding down. Some seem like they're still eating or whatever. They start talking about, the couple there is talking about getting married. Girl, you doing the most. The couple there is talking about getting married. And Condola was like, and then they asked Condola, can you plan our wedding? She was like, girl, no, I'm not planning anybody's wedding. I'm staying far away from weddings and this and that. And you could see Lawrence, non-verbal. You can see that it makes him kind of uncomfortable. So then he gets up and he goes, he asks if anybody needs a drink, and he goes into the other room, into the kitchen. And then Robin Thede is there. Shout out to Robin Thede, Black Woman Sketch Comedy Show. Right? Okay, we know who she is. Okay. So she was on there laughing, being crazy, acting silly. And they go into, it was so funny because when she walked past old boy, she was like, okay, croissant, because he had a French accent. I said, it's a lot of microaggressions going on here. Is he crazy and rich? I'm just saying. He calls dude croissant. Condola's friend says, Robin Thede's character, I didn't get her name, but she says that she's so glad that Condola met somebody because, after the divorce, they were worried about her. I think she said something to that effect. And she was like, I'm glad she's just trying to find somebody, basically to help her get over her ex. So Lawrence is taken aback because he has a different idea of their relationship. He doesn't see it the same way this girl is describing it. See, it's kind of messed up the way she's describing it, like he is a jump off. He's just like a rebound or whatever. And so he turns the sink on and all the water burst on him. So it's like, in addition to feeling like I don't know what my position is with this woman, now I'm embarrassed. It kind of was like, because when her friends got there, she was like, oh, Lawrence fixed the sink. And they were like, oh. But then the sink ended up busting. Water all over him. And he didn't really fix it. He didn't fix it well enough. Issa and her brother are at a mall. They're at a Mexican restaurant. And, you know, on Thanksgiving, I think something happened at the family's house. Somebody slipped and fell. So whatever. And they're talking about dating. And Issa decides to basically share with her brother that, you know, how she feels about Lawrence. And she basically says that, you know, he has this girlfriend. And, you know, when I was with him, he basically wasn't shit. It was just the potential, you know, just stagnant potential on looking crazy, you know, every day, him not doing anything, just stagnant potential. And she says she feels like he's this great person now. He has this job, and she's she feels she's bothered. She didn't use jealous. She's bothered that he is this person that she always wanted him to be. And now Condola is able to reap the benefits of this new person. And it's very, when we're in relationships with people and we're no longer with those people, and and you see that they change for the better, that's a different person. You didn't even know that person. You didn't know that person. You have no clue who that person is. This is a new person for Condola. This is a new person. Lawrence was not that person, and now you want that person. This is the person that I wanted all this time, and now he's being that person to another person. I hear a lot of women complain about men who they leave the relationship and they've been begging the man to get married. And then the man turn around, they break up, and the man turn around 6 months later, he's married. Full wedding, everything, honeymoon, Facebook photos, everything. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel slighted when that happens. Like, you know, I made him better for another person. And if is that possible? Did that happen? If it did, that should be okay. But the human in us doesn't make it okay. The human in us wants to be with that comfortable person that knows us so well, who can make jokes and just crack jokes. As soon as we see each other, we joking already. That comfortability, that's what keeps people stuck in relationships. And had they been together, like Condola asked Lawrence, would y'all still be together if she didn't cheat on you? He should have said yes, because you wouldn't leave a person if they didn't cheat. I wouldn't have left if she didn't cheat. If she didn't cheat, I wouldn't have left. So he should be honest and say, no, we would probably still be together. And that's what it is. I'm sure there's other people you can go around and ask, you know, had that person not cheated on you, would you still be together? Yes. I mean, it's an easy question to answer. Maybe it's hard for some people because you don't want to make that person feel slighted or feel in a way, but that's the truth. And I think, you know, I always say people lie out of fear and gain. They want to get something for you, or they're afraid if they tell you the truth, you might not like the truth. She just said it bothers her, and that's fair. I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I don't think it's outside of, you know, I think it's fair to be like, man, look at this guy. He's great, and look at how he treated. She was like, and I know I saw them at the little eatery, and I know he paid. He ain't never paid for nothing with us. And maybe, Issa, you weren't the kind of woman to motivate him. Now, I'm not saying that Issa's role is to motivate Lawrence into being a better person, but I think you should be you and your partner, you guys should motivate each other to be better. Just like he was like, you make me want to step my game up, because she's about her business. She's doing her things. And sometimes you ain't about shit. That's why the nigga wasn't shit. I mean, I'm just calling it how it is, and that's what it is. I feel like if Issa had a boyfriend right now, that person would actually be reaping from all of the benefits of the person that she is today. But she's just focused on something different. She hasn't met anybody who is going to, you know, who she wants to have a relationship with. So what Lawrence is experiencing and her watching it, she might want the same thing, but Lawrence is not the person. Y'all two different people. If you had a boyfriend, if you had someone else who was, you know, keeping your attention, you wouldn't be thinking about Lawrence, and that person would be benefiting off of Issa's who she is today. She's a different person because last year she was a different person, right? She's not taking that into account, and maybe both of them needed to not be with each other so that they can actualize their potential. Haven't thought about that. Back to Molly's house. She's being weird with her father. When it's time to play the game, her brother was like, let me holler at you for a second. When the hell you gonna forgive him? Because he's a nigga just like everybody else, and niggas fuck up. He say, dads are niggas too. What did he say? What did he say? Just older, but he messed up and he made it right. And she was like, okay, whatever. But I love Taboo too. They were playing Taboo. I love Taboo, and I'm very, very competitive, okay? And I want to win. But with Taboo, you got to be like there with the person, because you could use things and words to describe different things that really ain't even on the bottom of the card, and the person will still understand. If you there with that person, they'll understand what you're talking about. So back at Condola, she tells Lawrence, you invited yourself, and he was like, oh. And I said it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that they actually said it, because I couldn't believe that he actually invited himself. But he was like, oh, she was like, I didn't want to pressure you. And he was like, well, according to homegirl, your homegirl says that I'm a fuck buddy. And she was like, no, she didn't say, I'm sorry, she said that that's not what it is. But you said you didn't want to get married again. And she was like, Lawrence, I just got divorced a year and a half ago. Chill out. Like, she's not ready to get married. But I guess Lawrence wants all of these things to be working for him. He wants something. He wants something to work for him. His career, his love life. What? It's not working. I just got notification that my job is restructuring. I need to attach myself to this woman because that needs to work. Something needs to work in my life. This is what Lawrence is going through. And then he asked her, are you still getting over your ex? And I wrote, that should be a question for Issa. You and Issa. If she hadn't cheated, would you be together? And it was crickets. But the answer is yes. They would still be together had she not cheated. Issa sends Molly a text and asks her if it's okay that they talk another time. And then her brother, before he gets out of the car, he tells her, you know, you don't have to do nothing that you don't want to do. Just because people tell you what to do, you don't have to do it. And that's when she sent Molly the text, which shows me her priorities are switching. Molly is no longer a priority. And that's what happens in friendships. Other priorities take precedence over the friendship, and it ends up just dissolving. And for some people, they don't know how to dissolve a relationship amicably, so they create conflict in order for it to be a justified break, right? I'm gonna create conflict where there doesn't need to be. I'm gonna nitpick, I'm gonna be passive aggressive so we can fall out and we can really have a reason, rather than just saying, hey, we need some time apart, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and that's the end. Some people just don't know how to do that. So Molly gives a piece of pie to her dad, and you know, I guess that's their peace offering or whatever. Lawrence is sitting there watching TV, and he's watching Looking for LaToya. And in that scene, in Looking for LaToya, the officer is talking about a Toyota. And the girl in the audience, the reporter, is like, we're talking about a black woman missing, not a car. And he's like, okay, no further questions. And it just goes into the fact that black women, children, and men, when they go missing, the cops don't care. So I'm glad that they injected that in here. Even though this is a comedy, that is something that stood out. And even though it was funny, you know what I mean? Like, we're not looking for a Toyota, we're looking for LaToya, right? So that was kind of funny. But the fact is, and the truth is, and it's not a funny truth about what goes on and how black people are treated in this country when they go missing. And that's what it is. Lawrence is on IG looking at everybody's Thanksgiving stories, and he sees Issa and her brother having a good time at the Mexican restaurant. He smiles with his cute little smile, and he sends her a laughing emoji. And then Case by the X starts by Maya. And it ends like that. So we're going to see what's going to happen next week. This was a good episode to me, better than last week's episode. I like how they're tying everything together, but I'm really concerned about Molly and this idea that this man and her are exclusive, because I don't remember being in on that conversation. Did y'all? Because maybe I missed something. I didn't know that they were exclusive, and I don't know why she's going around telling Issa and her mother that this man and her are exclusive, and she's just going to set herself up for failure. Anyways, y'all tell me what you think. Let's get down in the comments and have a little conversation. What do you think about Issa being kind of bothered by Lawrence and Condola's relationship, and Lawrence who he is now? Do you think that if Issa was with another person, that person would be benefiting from who she is today? I think so. Let me know what y'all think, and we'll get down there. All right, take care of each other. Peace.